To begin the second part of your assignment, we're going to add some events that I have already selected for you to your calendar. You'll see here I've got the academic seminar one-page calendar inside of Unit 4, which is the assignment you're working on right now. If you click on that, it'll bring up the preview of it. This is another one of those files I would probably recommend downloading and adding it to your drive so that you can have access anytime, anywhere, and whether or not Schoology is available. But it will be available on this Unit 4 page as well as on the resources page where I keep things like your pacing calculator and other things. So for my purposes, I've opened it up in a separate Acrobat program. Just makes it easier for me to work, but we're going to want to look at the dates that I have highlighted for you in yellow. One thing, if you're not already aware, Academic Seminar works on semesters. The rest of Oakland Christian School works on trimesters. So I've identified here for you the exam weeks for your trimester courses, the rest of your classes. I have identified these because most people find themselves too busy, maybe too stressed, or just with way too many other things to do to really work on their academic seminar classes during finals weeks. So these are a good week to identify in your academic seminar calendar and to decide about whether or not you're going to work and maybe how much work you're actually going to accomplish during those 3 weeks. For our class, for our semesters, I've got 4 semester events that I've pre-identified for you. First of all, first semester, the whole semester runs from August 13th until January 13th. It's a total of 86 school days. Just shortly after we begin school, we're going to have NWE testing in our lab, which means that from approximately September 12th until the 21st, we're going to have pretty limited access to the lab. We may not have any access to the lab computers during that week, except to go in and save files or retrieve files. I'm going to have laptops with us wherever we are displaced. You'll also have your iPads, but if you don't think that's enough for you, or if that environment doesn't work for you for working hard, you may want to schedule that week so that you're not expected to complete a normal week's work if that's something that's not going to be possible for you or unlikely for you. Next, we have semester 1 midterms, which ideally, you would take your midterm somewhere between October 24th and October 28th. You can take it outside of that time, but that's the middle of the semester, and so it's a good time to be reaching that 50% point by taking your midterm. And then finally, we have semester 1 exam week. Just like your other classes, you're going to have to take your exam in front of me. It's not going to be taken at home like many of your other unit exams or quizzes. So at some point you will have to schedule a time to sit down with me and get logged in and take your exam. You don't have to worry about that today, but we want to identify what week is the target window, or at least the last window to take your exams. So you'll want to identify that. And then below here, we've got the dates that we just don't have school. On days that we don't have school, you're not technically required to work on your online class. So you may want to identify, normally we're in school on a Monday or Tuesday, but we're not that particular week. You'll want to identify that so that you don't identify those as working days if that's not what you intend. So people tend to work a variety. One student may work on Thanksgiving but then not work on Christmas, or vice versa. Some people don't work on any of them. Some people work on all of them. It's all about you. It's personalization. So just know yourself and whether or not you think you might work, and you'll mark your calendars that way. But I do want all of these yellow dates identified on your calendar, regardless of whether or not you intend to work on them, okay, work during them. So get them on the calendar. If you're not a senior, you don't have to put in senior class graduation or the senior exam week. But if you are a senior, I want to see those paid attention to. I want to see those listed. Similarly, if you're a senior, you don't have to list the second semester final exam week for underclassmen because that doesn't apply to you. To help you out, I'm going to help or just show you how to add a couple of quick events. There's at least 3 ways you can add an event. You can click on a date and do a quick ad like that. You can come over here and click on this little red arrow, and it's a quick ad. I think of this one much like I would use my Siri reminder. Siri remind me to call Dad Tuesday at 6 or something like that. It makes a reminder for me. This works very similar. You can just almost type in a sentence, tell it what you want to do or what you have to do at a certain time, and it just adds it to your calendar. But the way that I like best, because it's most complete, is to click this create button here, and this gives you all the event details, so you can really kind of edit everything in one place and at one time. So what I'll help you add here is let's add the midterm week. So first semester midterms, October 24th through 28th. So we'll put in first semester midterms, and I said it was October 24th was the start date, right? October 24th, 10/24/16, and it ends on 10/28. And here in between, it gives you the option to say, like, it's all those days, but it's only between this time and this time. But for me, I always like to kind of, well, for these types of events, I always like to just mark all day and just say, yeah, it's going on the entire week. It's not a specific time, whatever. You can add a location. You should make sure that make sure that it's going on the right calendar. It should be going on your academic seminar calendar. If you have a different one selected, I probably won't be able to see it, and I won't be able to give you credit for it. So make sure here that the proper calendar is selected. Here's yours. Will say created by your name. Description, probably not necessary unless it's necessary for you. And then lastly, below, mark yourself as available or busy. Available means I may intend to work during that time. Busy means I have no intention of working during that time. So again, it's totally up to you how you mark it, but think about yourself, consider yourself, and mark it accordingly. There are also other things like you can add notifications, like remind me a few days before, a week before, a month before. You can have it remind you at a particular time. You can also change the color of the events if you want to, like if exam weeks are red or assignments are blue, whatever. But that's really for you. That's all personalization. So it's not necessary. It's not required for these assignments. So we're going to go ahead and save that event now that we're sure we have everything correct. And you'll see now semester 1 midterms shows up on my calendar. We'll add another single day event for you. Let's add teacher in service October 14th. So we'll add October 14th, and just so you know, I'm just adding October events, but you can always just put in 10. Oops. You can always just type in the whole thing. You could put in 12 or whatever month you want, but 10. I said it was 10/14. Oops. I can't do anything today. 10/14/2016, and it's a one-day event, and it's all day. And we'll call it, you could call it teacher in service, or you could just put in no school. And again, mark yourself available or busy. Make sure it's on the academic seminar calendar and hit save. No school is on there. Again, it could be teacher in service, like I have it identified on the one-page sheet, but it doesn't have to match that. Just as long as the date matches and I can see that you have scheduled it and that you'll be available or you'll be aware of it in the future. Once you have all of the events in yellow noted in your calendar some way, again, you can personalize, you can make it yours, but I need all of those events in, except seniors don't have to list this exam week because you're not going to be here for that. You're already gone. Similarly, underclassmen, you don't have to mark senior exams or senior graduation. Otherwise, though, everybody should mark every other date. Okay? When you've got that done, you'll move on to video 3.